You're tuning in to part 2 of this conversation. If you haven't heard part 1 yet, I encourage you to pause and start there first. Let's jump back in. Welcome to Unspoken Lives, the podcast that uncovers the powerful, untold stories of everyday people. The real stories you don't always hear, but ones that deserve to be told. I'm your host, Kelsey Billingsley. In each episode, we'll explore journeys of growth, resilience, and transformation. Conversations with guests who have faced challenges, embraced change, and discovered new purpose along the way. Through their stories, you'll find inspiration, hope, and a reminder that every life has a story worth telling. Let's dive into this next unspoken life. Something else you had mentioned to me when we met, that obviously you couldn't, because of HIPAA laws, you weren't allowed to know anything.
Yeah.
But I feel like there was like an angel watching out for you.
So I kept on asking questions, why was he airlifted at the hospital? Why was he there? And again, they couldn't tell me a lot because of HIPAA. So I knew what I was capable of handling as a single parent.
Right.
And I've learned a lot through the adoption process. I was shocked on the things that I've learned. But I remember Thursday, I got a phone call. And it was like unidentified on the caller ID.
Before the adoption?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Thursday before I went to pick him up. And I picked up the phone because I was just trying to organize everything. And I heard a voice on the other end. And they're like, he's doing amazing. He's so loved. And he's just so incredible. And he's healthy. And then there was a click. And I'm like,
wow.
It was crazy because I had so many questions, even going to go get him, to make sure like I could do this, because it is just me.
Yeah.
And so that was just incredible.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Shows you how much he was loved in the hospital too before.
Yeah. Someone was looking definitely out for him and for me. And even the minute I was at the hospital, as they were teaching me how to swaddle and what he liked to eat and how he liked to eat. And, they were teaching me all these things. People were just coming up to him and just saying goodbye with tears in their eyes, and rolling down their cheeks. And they were, you could just tell he was so loved there.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you another thing. I remember my sister and I at the house, skipping ahead a little.
That's fine.
But I remember the nurse gave me her phone number and she's like, anything you need, just let me know. And I remember my sister was setting up the 2 bassinets, which is a funny story in itself. And I put him down for a sec because I had to help her with something. There was like blood curdling screams. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So, and my sister has 3 kids and she's like, pick him up, pick him up, pick him up. So I was like, picked him up. And I remember the nurse, I think the nurse called her. I called the nurse. And I'm like, I couldn't believe, like, he was screaming and I don't know what happened. She's like, wait, what happened? And she's like, you put him down? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, before he was sleeping? And I'm like, yeah, just for 1 second, just so we could, 1 second. And she's like, he's never been put down. The cuddlers cuddled him until he slept. The nurses he was always sleeping when he was laid down. Yeah. He didn't like that.
That is so funny.
I know.
You mentioned the 2 bassinets.
Oh gosh, my sister, I have a picture of her even because we had to go to Walmart because we had nothing. The hospital hooked us up as far as food and diapers and swaddles and stuff, but we had to get everything
you're going to a house, an Airbnb with nothing prepared.
And I didn't know how long I was going to be there because, when you take a baby from state to state, it has to clear both states. And so there was, a little, I didn't know how long I was going to be there.
Right.
I remember we had to go to Walmart and I'm like, just get the necessities, just get the essentials, just whatever we think we need. And she's like, she's a list girl. I'm just like, I go to the grocery store blind. She has a whole list and I have a picture of the list, her doing the list. And thank goodness I love pictures so much. I've always loved pictures because I have a picture of everything. And just days like this, I just look at them and go over everything. So I remember I was sitting in the car with him as my sister's in Walmart and just looking at him and being like, oh, it's you and I. Like, this is so real right now. Yeah. And he just was just so beautiful. And And I look, and my sister has a cart, and then a Walmart worker, because you could see the van has a cart, and then another cart. And I'm like, Debbie, what are you doing? This is crazy. But yeah, so we had 2 bassinets because she didn't know
She had
which one would be
three
more
carts of
comfortable.
supplies.
Yeah, which
Oh
one
my
would be
gosh.
comfortable.
That
It
is
was
so
crazy.
funny.
We were set. And driving, and then the property caretaker came and met us with his wife, and they were just so lovely. And then I just remember driving up to where we were staying, and oh my gosh, it was just acres and acres of
Wow.
just beautiful with animals. The house was the most beautiful house I've ever stayed in. It was so surreal and so perfect to bring for his first home and his first house to go to.
Yeah.
It was peaceful, and there was animals and lakes and
Wow.
tranquility, and it was actually just perfect.
Yeah. That's amazing. So how were those first few days?
They were amazing. My sister was there and for the weekend, and then I had a friend come out in New York to help me and just guide me. The person that owned the property, she was incredible. She was so incredible. She made like homemade bagels, and they had chicken, fresh eggs every morning.
Oh my gosh.
And homemade cream cheese.
You were meant to be there.
It was insane. Like insane.
Like every new mom should go there.
It was just absolutely insane. I remember we had a stroller, and we went for walks, and it was just amazing. I was scared, but I had the support of my sister and my friend. And then when they left, I had the support of the owner's German Shepherd, who never left the main house or where she lived, but always was at my door every morning when I woke up. It was crazy. But so I had the support of the dog, and we were there for 3 weeks. And
3 weeks, that's a long time.
It was a long time, but I think I needed that. I needed that. I had to work a little bit, but the internet was so my company really knew and was so understanding, and my clients were so understanding.
Of course.
But we really bonded, Hudson and I. It was just such a time that I cherish. And I think sometimes, like, when you get home with a baby, you have so much going on. And we just had each other and this beautiful, serene place that we were at.
And nothing else taking your attention either. Like, that
we
was
just
all.
went for walks and spent some time and just really spent some time together. And it was a mom.
Yeah. Have you ever gone back?
I meant to. I very much. We're still in touch, actually. Thank goodness for Facebook, because she sees him and I see how her family's doing. And 2020 hit and kind of put a halt on things. But I'm gonna definitely do it. I need to. Yeah,
that's amazing. Okay, so 3 weeks, new baby. What does life look like coming back home then?
I was so scared to travel with him. I remember going to the doctor. We had to go to doctor visits in Georgia, and it was so nerve-wracking. I'm from Chicago, so I know how to drive. But oh my gosh, with my son in the car,
it's completely different
story. So I remember I had one of my best friends was coming to help me travel back with him, and she got sick, and so she couldn't go. And so I'm like, do I drive back to Texas? Do I fly back? And so I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna book my flight. And I mean, I'm kind of a bossy I delegate person. I've never delegated so much in my whole entire life. At that airport, I remember pulling up, like I couldn't even go to the rent-a-car place because it was too far, and I didn't want to put him on a shuttle. So I called the rent-a-car place. I'm like, I have a newborn. I'm like, I am by myself. I'm a single mom. You need to help me. My sister brought all this stuff, and I have to get it back. I said, so please just meet me there. And they met me there, and then people were helping me with the luggage and the ticket people, and it was.
Did you have both bassinets?
No. We did return one.
Okay.
We returned a lot of stuff, thank goodness. But I did have a lot of stuff, and I remember shipping some stuff too. I remember the groundskeeper was like, I'll just ship everything. People are so kind. I mean, it was incredible. So,
well, I mean, you're a new mom, but then at the same time, it's like this inspirational story of like, you're adopting someone who needs you. Like, I'm sure people just want to help in that moment.
Yeah. And
So,
it was incredible. And I'm not sure who needed who more, him or I
yeah.
at the time. It's funny because when people hear about adoption, everyone is always like, he's so lucky to have you.
Mhm.
And I always say, I'm like, no, 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 no. I'm like, I'm the lucky one to have him.
Mm,
I always correct people
yeah.
because it happens a
Yeah.
lot. And
That's
I'm like, no,
beautiful.
no, 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 no.
Yeah.
So I remember we got on the airplane and we get home, and then I remember my friend was visiting here.
Wait, there's a
yes.
story on
Oh,
the
yes.
airplane you didn't share.
Oh my gosh. So I remember I get the first seat, and there was a young kid, or young man, sorry, not
Mhm.
kid, young man there, and he rolled his eyes. Probably a lot of people, because he's a newborn, and
Right.
he's so bundled up,
Uh-huh.
and I'm just trying to like probably tell people what to do, like put the luggage there, don't touch him, don't look at
Yeah.
him, because I was so nervous because he
Of
was
course.
brand new.
Yeah.
And I remember him rolling his eyes, and I look at him and I said, listen, I said, this is my new son. I said, please don't roll your eyes. I said, because when I have to go to the ladies' room or take a sip of my drink or something, you need to hold him. So here's some sanitizer. I said, I need you to use this. And he's looking at me like wide-eyed. And I'm like, and just please be kind. He's like, okay. So I remember going to the ladies' room.
I hope he listens to this.
And giving him, oh my gosh, I hope so too. And I'm like, please hold him for me. And he was all bundled up, and he's like holding him, and he's supporting his head and everything. And I go to the ladies' room and I come back, and he's just smiling.
Aw.
And like, I swear I saw his mouth move. I think he was talking to my son. And he's like, just get settled, sit down, get settled. Don't worry, I got him. It was the cutest thing ever.
He probably changed his life.
I hope he has like 10 kids.
He
now.
probably does. And he probably says, it's that crazy lady on the airplane.
I know, exactly.
Forced me to hold her newborn.
Exactly. So awesome.
I love that story though. I interrupted you. You were talking about, I think, going home.
Oh, driving, yeah. So I remember my friend, she was visiting, she was doing business in Texas. She was living in St. Louis, and she was inside, and I'm like, I don't know how to do this car seat.
Mm.
I'm like, I have no idea how to put a car seat in my car. Can you my friend got me a car seat, and she brought it to me and was installing it, and then she was like so cute because she was like kissing him, and she was like, oh my God, tears were rolling down her eyes because people have known. I remember people asking me, you're younger, they're like, how many kids do you want? I'm like, I've always like, I want 10 kids.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I always wanted children, and everyone that was in my life knew that about me. And so she was just so happy. And
of course.
So she drove with me, and we got home, and just my close friends were there. It was just so incredibly something I'll just never forget.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well,
I think my friend actually drove because I was too scared to drive still.
Probably.
As I remember.
You probably told her to drive.
Exactly.
I'm just kidding.
Exactly.
I just think this is such a beautiful story of motherhood, but also just, having this calling on your life early on, of being a mom and just not giving up on it and following what you're meant to do. So I'm curious, what would you say to someone listening who, whether it's having kids or something else, what would you say to them if they're in that waiting period and trying to figure it out?
I talk to so many people because I'm very proud of adoption, and I'm so proud of our story, and I really want him to know that adoption for us was all about love, and she couldn't take care of him. It was selflessness, and she knew that, and she just wanted the best for him.
Yeah.
I know there's all different things. All people experienced adoption different. I've heard people who found out they were adopted at 35 years old and they had no idea. So there's all different kind of stories. I always want to advocate for it. People come to me, and I always tell them not to give up. I was just at the dentist office, and she's like, my sister-in-law really wants to adopt. They're really scared, and they're really this. And I'm always just encouraging people not to give up on their dream. And it's a dream come true for me every day. As I told you, I pinch myself that this happened. I was always driven as a human and a person, and I just never wanted to give up on anything. And if you want, I was 49 years old when I got Hudson. So I just have to. I remember when all my friends were getting married and having kids, and I was going to bridal showers and baby showers
Yeah.
and brisses and all these things. And I'm like, oh, it's gonna happen. It's
Yeah.
definitely gonna happen. There's a reason why it's taking a little longer.
Mm-hmm.
And
You're
now
so positive.
I had to be.
Yeah.
I think I trained my brain for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I just every morning and every night I see him and I'm like, just thank you, God, for everything that you've done for me. I
Yeah.
just would tell people not to give up,
Yeah.
no matter what, no matter if finances or age or if you're divorced or if you're, anything.
Yeah.
Just pursue it because you're worth. I'm worth it. He's worth it, and you're worth it.
Yeah. And you mentioned before you think you might have needed him more than he needed you.
100%.
Can you expand on that a little bit on how he's changed your life?
Oh gosh,
Sorry.
Here go the tears again. I always had so much love in my heart. I have 6 nieces, nephews, and 3 grandnieces and nephews, and I always loved them so deep and hard, and my family and my friends. And this is a love that I've never experienced in my whole life, and how it just reinforced everything that I've lived for. He brings just so much joy and laughter and unconditional everything.
Yeah.
Being a mom is hard, obviously, everybody, and being a dad is hard too, I'm sure. And being a single parent is hard. But I just look at him and look at our lives together and what we built and, how I wished for this. This is a dream come true. I wish for this. I remember like blowing out candles, birthday candles,
Yeah.
and, even just I wish for family. And, love made our family.
Yeah. That's beautiful. I love that. What do you think helped you stay strong throughout this whole process?
I think my determination, and I've always fought for things. I had a great career. I always remember working really hard always, and seeing that things paid off. I loved what I did. I surrounded myself with amazing people, a small group, but amazing people. My family, my nieces and nephews, just I saw their joy, and growing up being their aunt was just I take pride in that because it was such great moments. It was just strength and training my brain that this is going to happen. And I might have not met my husband and had the white picket fence and had the wedding of every girl I think maybe dreams about and kids, but again, love made my family.
This is your white picket fence.
Oh my gosh, yes. So much, yes. And it's just pure love.
Yeah.
My motto I always say, love makes a family, love made my family.
That's beautiful. What's one of the biggest things you want listeners to take away from hearing your story?
I want them to take away that not to give up.
Okay.
And anything.
Yeah.
Even when things get hard, because, days are hard too.
Yeah.
Just don't give up on what you want in your life, no matter what it is. If you don't want kids, if you do want kids, if you want to cruise around Europe, because it's hard sometimes with society, and especially now with social media.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody thinks they're, influencer lives and all that stuff, and everything's so perfect. Well, perfect. There's nothing's perfect. So I figure it's really hard to see all that stuff. And it was hard for me too, growing up and going to weddings and, seeing my friends get married and having kids and babysitting and seeing all that. But I just always believed that it was going to happen. So you just really, I would say, just believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Love yourself and believe in yourself.
Yeah. Well, and that's really the purpose behind this podcast too, is, we all walk around with masks on. So it's kind of breaking that down and showing who we truly are, and that everyone has a story. I mean, like I said, you and I live in the same neighborhood, and I didn't know you or any of this, and we're right here.
I loved when you posted that you were telling people's stories and getting it out there, because I advocate so much for adoption, and it's been on my mind so much to help people adopt and help single people adopt. I haven't right now had the time to do it just because I'm really focused on momming.
Well, you're doing it right now.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I emailed you
Yeah.
or, answered you. I was like, oh my God, this is so important.
Mhm.
And so thank you. This is so
Yeah.
amazing
Of course.
what you're doing for
Thank
people
you.
and helping and getting the word out there.
Yeah.
This is exactly what I envisioned myself doing
Mhm.
and what I wanted to do. And you're going to help so many people.
Well, thank you. And I think your story is going to help people. I just want to say thank you, obviously, for sharing your story, but we've only met twice now. This is the second time, but you just have this joy that like bursts out of you like a sunshine. I don't know how else to say it, but it's just so beautiful. And I love hearing your story, but I love the joy that comes out of you. So I had to say that.
Well, thank you.
I also want to say, since listeners can't see, but you're holding a photo book that you brought. I'd love for you to share a little bit about that.
It's so funny because my family and my friends I'm always taking pictures because I love memories.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, I have pictures like this, of the charge nurse, of the administration, of the doctors holding him, even outside the hospital.
He has a lot of hair.
Yes, he still has a lot of hair. Oh my gosh. But just of everything, of even the addresses of everything. Look, my sister making her list and the house, it's just,
That's so perfect.
It's
for what you needed.
It was so surreal.
Yeah.
And just so ideal. And just waking up to farm animals and it was just incredible.
Yeah.
And we can definitely show some of these pictures.
Okay. Yeah, that's beautiful.
I remember the first blanket we got was Dream Big Little One.
Aw.
And him even holding my hand was such a tight grip.
Mm-hmm.
Do all babies do that?
I mean, I know they hold, but I don't know. I mean, I have 3 kids, but I don't remember, was it right away? I don't remember the timing, but
it was just life changing.
Yep.
And, the word happy always comes to mind. But I have never been happier in my whole life.
Well, I mean, I didn't know you before this, but you just, like I said, you're Sunshine. It should be your middle name, Sunshine.
I love that.
Well, again, I just want to thank you. I know today was an emotional day for good reason. Yes. Those are good tears that you have. And I know that this story is going to impact someone, and I can't wait to get it out there. So thank you for your time.
I'm so grateful.
Of course.
That's it for this episode of Unspoken Lives. If today's story moved you, inspired you, or made you reflect on your own journey, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next powerful conversation. I'm always on the lookout for new guests. If you know someone with a story that deserves to be shared, I'd love to hear from you. Check the show notes for contact details and make sure to follow along on social media at Unspoken Lives Podcast. Until next time, keep listening, keep sharing, and remember, every life has a story worth telling.